In this video, I'm going to show you how to obtain mean and median, as well as standard deviation and variance using the calculator. Now, the problem I'm using as an example here is taken from section 3.1. It's number 26. You can find it on pages 139 and 140 of the text. If you look at that, you can see it's got several lists of data as part of the problem. And I've already taken the time to key in 3 of them right here. If you need to key in data, you would go to the Stat menu, and you'd hit enter or press number 1, and that will give you access to the list here, and then you can key in data as needed. Anyway, I want to calculate the mean and the median, or rather I want to have the calculator find it for me. And so to do that, you go back to the Stat menu, you would go to Calc, and you would press number 1 or press enter. And the command we're running here is the one variable stats. Now this command defaults to list 1, meaning that if you don't tell it a list, it will assume that you want it to look in list 1. In this case, let's use list 1 as our example. So we'd press enter to run the command, and now you can see we have x bar here at the top. That's a sample mean. I have s sub x right here, which is what the calculator uses for sample standard deviation. I have sigma x right here, which is what the calculator uses for population standard deviation. And if you're wondering why the values are different, you can find that in section 3.2. They have different denominators in the formulas. Now, for the median, you can scroll down, and you'll notice that the median is right here. It's 86.251. Now, if you were asked to find a variance, it helps to know that the variance is the square of the standard deviation. So let's say, for example, they asked you to give a population variance. Now, you have to run the one variable stats first, because when you do this, it will effectively store all of these results in these different memory locations. So for example, it stores this value here in x bar, it stores this value here in s sub x, and it stores this value here in sigma x. To get access to one of those values, we'd prefer you not retype it, by the way, because in that case you're probably propagating a round-off error. And in some cases, those round-off errors can be really a big problem. So we'd prefer you let the calculator do the heavy lifting for you. So let's say, again, we were asked to get a population variance. That means we're supposed to take sigma x and square it. So to get access to sigma x, we'd go to the Vars menu, go to number 5, and then you can see right here sigma x is number 4. So you press number 4, you press x squared, and there you go. There's your population variance. Same thing if you wanted a sample variance. You go to Vars, press 5, press number 3 in this case, s sub x, and then square it. And there's your sample variance. Now let's suppose we were asked to find a mean or a median for one of the other lists. How would we do that? Well, you go back to the Stat menu, you go to Calc, and again you would select one variable stats, but this time you tell it what list you want. Let's say, for example, we wanted to find the average for list 3. So we could go to second list 3 and press enter, and you can see now that the calculator gives us the mean, standard deviation, and the median as needed. So that's how we'd prefer you obtain mean, median, standard deviation, or variance using the calculator. That's definitely the best way.